On Christmas Day on ITV, we have the best in entertainment. At 5:50, the Muppet movie.
You know, I hear this movie is dynamite.
We've been very busy. We've been dashing around Britain, keeping an eye on you.
And the reason we've been doing all that is because we want to make a very special Christmas Day edition of Game for a Laugh.
At 8:30, more hilarious outtakes in It'll Be All Right on the Night 3. And at 9:35, Michael Caine stars in our Christmas night film.
Sergeant O'Reilly, is that revolver loaded?
Oh, it is.
Well, put it away before you hurt yourself.
Boxing Day on ITV brings a special edition of Family Fortunes at 5:45. Then at 6:30, it's Ross Abbott's Christmas Madhouse.
Oh, that was clean, wasn't it?
Then at 7:15, the television premiere of The 39 Steps.
What do you know of the 39 Steps? The what?
On Sunday, our special Christmas entertainment continues.
Lower than a king, you say. A jack, a good lord. Lower than a jack, you say. An eight. Oh.
What? I detect the booze is affecting you too.
What's that you say?
Yes, you squashed cabbage leaf. I could pass you off as the Queen of Sheba.
See your psychiatrist if you miss this unique chance to see the kind of films they don't make anymore, because nobody in his right mind would want to.
Entertainment this Christmas on ITV.
Come on, time to open the presents.
I know which one I'm going to open first.
I'd never have guessed.
Let's get the others. Harveys Bristol Cream. The best sherry in the world.
I want to see the tigers, Grandad.
When rain stops, we'll have our Heinz mushroom soup now to warm us up. Have I told you when I was deep in the African jungle at rainy season?
Were you lost, Grandad?
No, but we're soaked through. Luckily I had some Heinz soup with me. I felt better for that. But the wonderful aroma attracted all lions, tigers and bears.
Were they wild?
Wild? They were furious. I'd eaten all soup.
Heinz Soup will always make things better. Our English shires are known for their rolling hills, lush green fields, long sunny days and gentle rain. Everything's fresh and mellow, like red Leicester with a mild and creamy flavour that's delicious as a dessert, and Harvest Gold Double Gloucester, a smooth, rich flavour perfect with a pint or salad. Try a piece of Leicester or Double Gloucester with a flavour that's mellowed in the shires.
Shop Electric, get a good deal at your electricity board shop.
This Christmas, your electricity board shop has the gift for giving. There's a Rima sandwich toaster for great snacks, a Philips Philly-Shave for him, a Philips Lady Shave for her, and the latest in kettles, the revolutionary Red Ring Auto Boil. To find the gift,
Shop Electric, get a good deal at your electricity board shop. M-A-R-A-T-H-O-N.
Mmm, peanuts and caramel.
Marathon.
Peanuts and nougat.
Marathon.
Peanuts and chocolate.
Comes up peanuts. Slice up the slice. Marathon.
Roasted peanuts.
Extra peanut taste.
Comes up peanuts. Slice after slice.
Marathon.
Everyone enjoys a night out. Thanks to Barbican, the alcohol-free lager, so can I. It's brewed as a lager, it looks like a lager, and it tastes like a lager, but without the alcohol.
It's great, man.
Enjoy life. Enjoy Barbican, the alcohol-free lager.
For sore throats, how come a lozenge that does so much can taste so good? Because it's new Mac blackcurrant flavour, soothes soreness, fights throat germs, mentholated too, and with a terrific blackcurrant flavour. New Mac blackcurrant, throat lozenges that make relief taste terrific.
Heartburn, acid stomach, dyspepsia, whatever you call it. Indigestion is no laughing matter, is it? That's why most people want quick relief.
And more of them take Rennie than any other indigestion tablet. Because Rennie melt away the misery of indigestion fast. Rennie.
On ITV this Christmas, there's more comedy, more music, and more entertainment than ever before. So naturally, the TV Times magazine is bigger than ever before. 14 days of ITV's Christmas and New Year programme details are contained within 164 pages. For all the information on ITV's top shows, stars and films, don't miss the Christmas and New Year TV Times magazine. On sale now.
The Celebrity Playhouse tonight is Eden End, written by J.B. Priestley.
You were right to cut and run when you did, and looking back now when it's all nearly ended...
Oh, Dad, don't talk like that. You're not old yet.
I say, looking back when it's all nearly ended, I just wish I'd had the same sort of courage.
Oh, it's not courage.
You're doing what you always wanted to do, and you've made a success of it.
I wasn't the great actress I thought I was. I wasn't bad. I'm not bad. But somehow, I've never been able to do all the things I thought I could do. Why did you send for him?
He was your husband. You weren't happy. I could see that. Thought you'd like another chance.
No, that's all lies. Why did you send for him?
I told you.
You've told me nothing, and you know it. You think I'm a fool?
Yes. Ow!
The powerful effect of a homecoming on the rest of the household in Eden End, the Celebrity Playhouse, tonight at 10.
A classic production I can thoroughly recommend. And don't forget our documentary at 11:30, which proves that some of our airmen are no longer missing. That's tonight at 11:30. But this is the point in the proceedings where we now cross to London for the national news from ITN.
16 drown as a lifeboat and a cargo ship are wrecked off the Cornish coast. The dead coxswain, just months ago, he'd spoken of the risks. Polish ambassador to America defects. And Lisa makes it to the States at last. Good evening. The Cornish lifeboat disaster, which cost 16 people their lives, need never have happened, seamen were saying tonight. The Penlee lifeboat foundered after going to the aid of a cargo ship, the Union Star. It was disclosed tonight that an ocean-going salvage tug was within reach of the ship, but the two masters couldn't agree a contract, so no tow line was fixed. The 16 who died in hurricane-force winds in Lamorna Cove included all 8 crew of the lifeboat. They'd taken 4 people off the Union Star, including the wife of the British master and her 2 teenage nieces. The lifeboat was holed as it returned to take off the other 4 crewmen. The ship later turned over.
Long before midnight last night, rescue services feared the worst. The lifeboat Solomon Brown already out of radio contact 3 hours. And before that, Coast Guards had heard the Union Star failing to come to terms with a tug offering a tow. But all night they toiled, led by neighbouring lifeboat crews, lifelong friends of those aboard the Solomon Brown.
We went in as close as we could in the dark. We wouldn't go right in close to the shore. The sea was very heavy running in. In case there should have been any survivors just off the shore, we've searched, but we haven't found anything.
And you're going back out again?
Going back at daylight, yes.
And daylight found Coxswain Mitchell moving through the settling sea, the start of a day in which 200 volunteers like him were to risk their lives in search of the impossible, a survivor. RAF helicopter crews shuttled ceaselessly along the coastline. Their crews peering through the spray in the hope that so many hours after the disaster, someone still might be alive down there. The Union Star had been cast like a plastic toy on the rocks, a superstructure squashed beneath and no sign of life. Launched 10 days ago, she was on her maiden voyage bearing fertilizer from Holland to Runcorn. Her new propellers shining starkly out of the water, along her side the clues to the last hours. With the master, his wife and the girls off, the Solomon Brown's last desperate attempt to rescue the other 4. The lifeboat's paint and torn lines underlined their contact and the theory that as the bigger ship rolled, she fell smashing the lifeboat into smithereens. Along the coast, bits of wreckage, whilst this was the largest piece of her to be recovered. And beyond, in the heaving seas, the body of yet another young crewman drifted. By now, the Sea King helicopters were braving all conditions just to rescue the dead, winching them back to the quayside of their village. Christmas in Mousehole, now a time for unconsolable grief. Huddles of cousins, brothers, wives and sisters waited for nothing. For each of the 8 dead lifeboatmen lived here, the coxswain, was the landlord of the most important pub. Together, his crew leave 12 children under 10 without a father. Back at the Union Star, naval divers had been banging on the side of the ship in the hope of a response from an air pocket inside. As they prepared to blast a hole in the hull, it was still just possible that the men who had not been picked up could have survived. Braving a considerable sea, they leapt across the rocks to attach plastic explosives to 2 portholes that would gain them entry, either to find a survivor or to confirm another death. 2 blasts were necessary, the ship's new metal refusing to yield easily. But their gamble was in vain, for very soon after, the ship's interior was ignited by a fragment of explosive and began to burn furiously. Exhausted, the divers sat above the wreck. Their unstinting effort to find someone still alive had failed. The tragedy had proved total. John Snow, ITN, Mousehole.
The dangerous seas which surround the Cornish coast had prompted Penzance to be one of the first towns in Britain to have their own lifeboat. Modern design and safety techniques combine today to make them virtually unsinkable. This is the Solomon Brown in a Westward television documentary shown in May last year. It had been launched 230 times and saved 91 lives. The coxswain, Charlie Trevelyan Richards, painted a prophetic picture of exactly what happened during last night's rescue attempt.
I think the worst ones is that possibly when you got to go in on the shore at night time, if a vessel's going ashore, got to try to get the crew off in.
How does this particular boat, the Solomon Brown, cope with bad weather? Is she a good vessel?
Yeah, well, I've been to see her in storm force 10 or 12. Not very many occasions, like, but she stood up to everything that we've expected of her.
I suppose that a basic respect for the sea is one of the...
Yeah, I'm sure, yes, yeah. Well, every man expects to sea, ne?
Should do.
Well, the man who don't, he's a fool.
An appeal has been launched by the local council. The address, The Lifeboat Appeal, care of Barclays Bank, Penzance, Cornwall. Abroad now, and Poland's ambassador to the United States, Mr. Romuald Spasowski, has asked for political asylum and been granted it. He says a state of war has been imposed on his country and military police have started an unprecedented reign of terror against the Polish people. Mr. Spasowski also confirmed that Solidarity Union leader, Mr. Lech Wałęsa, is under arrest. The Americans say that the ambassador's request for protection shows how bad things are in Poland since martial law was introduced a week ago.
Only hours after Secretary of State Haig announced that the Polish ambassador had asked for asylum, the ambassador himself, without once mentioning the Soviet Union, made a statement to the press, a graphic description and outright condemnation of what he has learned is happening in Poland.
A week ago, a state of war has been imposed upon Poland. A state of war against the Polish people. Under the umbrella of the military, specially trained units and security police began an unprecedented reign of terror. Factories have been stormed where workers defended themselves. Solidarity members have been arrested in their offices and at night at homes. I have learned that Lech Wałęsa, the most beloved leader of Solidarity, is arrested and kept by force. This, what I am doing now, is my expression of solidarity with him.
Polish and Russian state news agencies claim 1,300 miners are trapped underground near Katowice after Solidarity members blew up a mine exit shaft. But other reports say the miners just barricaded themselves in and are staging a protest. The Roman Catholic Church in Poland says at least 200 people have died in clashes with security forces since martial law was introduced. The figure is almost identical to one reported by the Swedish Red Cross. In London, there's been a big pro-Solidarity demonstration. Protesters met in Hyde Park and then marched to the Polish embassy. About 14,000 people were there, making it one of the biggest demonstrations in Europe over the Polish military takeover. Later, a delegation handed in a petition to staff at the embassy. The daughter-in-law of the Russian scientist Andrei Sakharov has been united with her husband in America. She left Paris at midday, where she'd arrived from Moscow last night. I'm sorry, we seem to have lost the sound on that report. Prince Charles has spoken out about unemployment and called on large companies to do more to help train the jobless. In a magazine interview, he says he understands the bitterness and disillusion of the unemployed and asks, is enough being done to help? He says there are some good schemes at work, but they're generally far too slow and too much money is wasted on bureaucracy. For himself, he says he would never have been any good at working in an office. I can't stand cities. I'm a countryman, he adds, a country bumpkin. The Indian government has banned 2 manufacturers from exporting first aid dressings after tests here last week revealed they were contaminated. 2 consignments of the dressing were due for shipment and have been seized instead in Calcutta. A soldier has been seriously injured by a bomb in the centre of Londonderry. The bomb was packed with nails which hit the soldier in the arms, legs and chest. And still in County Londonderry, 2 teenage sisters are feared dead after the car they were travelling in skidded on ice and crashed into a river. Jacqueline and Patricia Macaulay were travelling with 2 boys who managed to get out but were unable to save them. Snow and ice have made driving treacherous throughout Britain, blocking roads from Dorset to Scotland. The motoring organisations have told drivers to take extra care and not to travel unless necessary. All the motorways are still passable, but speed limits are in force on long stretches. The weathermen are forecasting a slow improvement and no snow on the 25th. The bookmakers, though, are not convinced. They're offering the shortest odds ever for a white Christmas, 7-4. Cricket, and India beat England by 6 wickets with just 3 balls to spare in their one-day international in Jalunda. India reached 164 for 4 to overtake England's 161 for 7. Mike Gatting was our only batsman to shine. He finished with 71 not out and hit 4 sixes in 1 over. Western Europe has its own independent space rocket. The Ariane has successfully blasted off for her 4th and final test flight from French Guiana. Britain is one of 11 European nations with a stake in the $40 million rocket, which will launch telecommunications satellites as a commercial venture. Orders have already reached $1 billion. Well, ITN will be communicating again tomorrow. I hope you'll join us all then. But until then, from all of us here, a very good night to you.
And now here's the weather forecast. It will be less cold, mainly cloudy with occasional light rain. Tonight will be cloudy with rain or sleet at times. This will clear in most places by dawn, but some mist or fog patches are likely to form, especially over Shropshire and Gloucestershire. The mist or fog will gradually clear during the morning with some bright intervals developing, but also a little rain or drizzle at times. Temperatures will fall to around 1 degree centigrade overnight, with a ground frost in places rising to 5 degrees centigrade tomorrow. Winds will be light, mainly southeasterly, and the outlook for Tuesday and Wednesday changeable and a little warmer. And that's the weather forecast.
Coming soon on ITV, a major new drama series, Airline. Roy Marsden is Jack Ruskin, a man who came through the war with one dream, to keep flying. Peter Whitney and Tommy McAvoy have one choice, to fly Ruskin's way or not at all.
You're flying on your own then? You better pick up your kit then.
His girlfriend Jenny has no choice. Jack's first love is a broken-down Dakota. He sells his soul to the highest bidder to get her, and he'll risk everything he's got to keep her in the air. Airline takes off this winter on ITV.
Got to polish off me jigsaw.
Must oil my cricket bat.
He's got to catch up with the ironing.
The boss has dropped in for a chat.
Long Life was the first beer brewed expressly to be drunk at home. So, whatever it is that brings you home, Long Life's the beer to come home to.
Splash it on, shake it on, spray it on. Denim makes Christmas go with a bang. Denim for the man who doesn't have to try too hard.
Good evening. Just a minute, this is a Sekonda commercial. I do these.
Well, they've asked me to come along and talk about the huge reductions.
Ah, certainly picked the right chap.
There's this automatic day date, £8 lower at £14.95. This gentleman's quartz at £10 lower. And this one, £18 lower. And have I got a surprise for the ladies? £26 lower.
Good grief, man, how low can you get?
Well, I could stop standing in this box.
Why am I dressed as a bird in this?
Castella is one great big cigar. Castella's for you and your favorite bar. For when you're sipping your favorite jar, Castella's for you. Castella's the big cigar for fellas just like you. Castella's the one and only a big cigar will do. Castella's as big as your pint. All right, Castella's the one for you tonight. So down your pint and strike a light. Castella's for you.
Teletext is good news. Rent it now from Granada.
Great service too, that's why people like you rent Granada.
New Saucy Spuds. Delicious chunks of firm potato in a tasty tomato sauce. Saucy enough to go on the side of anything. New Saucy Spuds. A nice bit on the side from Crosse and Blackwell.
Ah, excellent, eh? Hey, what's this? Cinzano Dry, oh, haven't seen this in a long time. Have they done it again, we ask ourselves? Ah, oh, Marie, oh, a new, light, sophisticated, dry drink that is quintessentially dry. Oh, pity Melissa isn't here. She'd enjoy this.
New Cinzano Dry, the dry Cinzano.
Programs for an entertaining Christmas week on ITV. From Bruce on Monday, it's nice to see you, nice to hear you.
Sounds like, you dropped your depot. No, I
On Tuesday, it's A Dog's Life for Jim Davidson.
The vet said here, he said, there's something wrong with your dog, mate. He's got distemper. Alex said, what do you expect from a mongrel? Non-drip gloss?
On Wednesday, the Morecambe and Wise Show. Alvin Stardust joins Eric and Ern.
Everybody's gonna have a wonderful time up there. Boom, glory, hallelujah.
A Christmas Eve London night out with Tom O'Connor.
I said, hey, look, this turkey tastes funny. She said, the poor thing got burned, so I put some Vaseline on it.
This bottle all have to go.
On Christmas Day, a new selection of It'll Be All Right on the Night. On Boxing Day, a close encounter for Santa in Russ Abbott's Christmas Madhouse.
Give me a large brandy, will you? I've just had a damn near miss, actually.
Oh, shave, eh, Santa?
No, I'm growing a beard.
And on Christmas Sunday, the Goodies Special.
Overacting, lose 5 points. Run! Run! Nicholas is after you!
Programs for an entertaining Christmas week here on ITV.
And now on ATV we present Celebrity Playhouse. It's J.B. Priestley's famous story of Eden End.